I mean, there's just this point too where I think a lot of people don't understand. You just got to do shit that you hate sometimes to get to where you need to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get that. They go, I just want to do things that I like always. It's like, well, good fucking luck. Because if that was the case, and I always tell young people about this too, it's like, you need to stop trying to satisfy everything with your career. Meaning that you want your career to be the happiest thing, the most soul satisfying thing, make you a shit ton of money. You fix your family problems, everything.
Hell no.
And it doesn't work like that too. And so like people always ask, they go like, here's the thing that a lot of people didn't know. When I started doing YouTube, I wanted to quit after the first year. Because I hated it. I fucking hated YouTube. Like I fucking hated it. The only reason why I stayed was because of Bart and Joe. Bart and Joe told me to stick with it, and because it was going to go somewhere and it would open other doors, which it did. But I was a stand-up comic. I liked doing stand-up. And then my YouTube videos at the time were failed stand-up comedy bits that I reworked into 3-minute segments. I was really fucking loud because I heard that people had a short attention span on YouTube and I wouldn't be able to tell a story like I do with stand-up. So I developed this fucking loud character and I just did it, you know? And so for me, when I was doing those videos, albeit too, like I really enjoyed the fact that people were laughing at it. Because at the end of the day with stand-up, I just want people to laugh. And if they laugh from it, it made me feel good. But for me, I had to relive my broken stand-up sets and put it into these videos. Right? So I didn't want to do that shit. And then it led to other things and other opportunities because they just see that you went from here to here. It's like, no, it's like YouTube was hard for me. Like the first year I wanted to quit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I tried it and I was like, hell no, I can't do this.
It's just hard.
I was like, well, I totally underestimated this. I was like, no, I could just, kind of post and when I want and I'll do something once a week. But like, hell no, man, that shit is a full-time job and trying it for a few months, I was like, this isn't for me. Like
it really is a full-time job. And I always tell people, they go, oh, well, I could do YouTube and this. I was like, YouTube isn't something that you become successful doing part-time. It just doesn't work that way. It takes everything out of you. And a lot of younger kids now, their dream is to become a YouTuber, which fucking blows my mind. I'm like, damn, that's like a career choice now. It's for you to want to be a YouTuber. And that whole space was such a weird part for a lot of people. But on the other hand too, I think a lot of YouTubers don't get the other side of acting and film because they're so used to doing everything within their control. And they don't understand that when you fuck with other people's money, you have no fucking say.
It's very true.
Which was the hardest reason why I couldn't get auditions and I couldn't get an agent. Because they had such a bad taste from working with YouTubers. They would expect the world because they're so used to having everybody say yes and do whatever they want. And so they would go to these auditions. And I'm not going to drop any names, but fuck you guys. But you guys would go to these auditions and then you would act as if the role was already yours just because of who you were on this online presence. It's like, well, that's great. Fucking 4-year-olds watch you. They're not going to watch this film, you fucking dumbass. You know? And they didn't get the roles. Like, oh, they just don't know what they missed out on. They know what they missed out on. You suck as a fucking actor, you trash bag. And then I would try to get like auditions and they're like, no, he's a YouTuber. Don't fuck with him. And then we did Gook and then it flipped. It's like, fuck, finally, you know?
Isn't that crazy though? Like I do feel like there's such a adjustment period like for YouTubers and the whole YouTube world coming into mainstream sort of consciousness, and I feel now it's kind of balanced out. Like like you can cross over if you got the right, if you have your head on straight, but also like YouTubers are also like considered just as much celebrities in it as anybody else.
Oh, for sure. And they have to understand too. It's like, if you're a YouTuber and you go like, well, I could do this too. The other, well, that's just a different realm and you have to respect that art for what it is. Right. So just as the same as they probably can't do what you do, you can't do what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that's what's funny is like in entertainment, everybody tries to create this hierarchy, unscripted, scripted, television, film, indie film, like it's all sort of people try to find a way to like say, oh, I'm better than you. Yeah,
it's really weird, man.
Which is like everyone's just creating shit. Like what's the reason to operate that way?
Well, they like people to be put in their place for some fucking reason. Like I'll never understand that shit. They go, well, like for example, like I always say, if you're on a YouTube space or if you came from Vine or Instagram, don't think that you being able to take 30 fucking takes of you reworking a joke and be able to do that when you're on an improv show.
Oh, hell no.
Good fucking luck. You have to be good on that spot.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to do your yes ands. And if you don't know how to do that, you're fucking fucked.
Yeah.
And they found out there's like a couple of people who came up on Wild 'N Out. Not Tim. Like Tim killed it on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of YouTubers, Asian YouTubers that tried coming onto that stage. And I've heard from quite a few people on that cast. They were like, they were trash. Because they're so used to talking to camera. Yo, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, talking big. But when you're put on stage in front of people, you have to improv and you have to act and do your shit.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah.
And that's just to say, like, you underestimated what other people did.
Yeah.
You know, you looked at that, what they did was easy.
Yeah.
And it's not. You know?
They got wrecked.
They got wrecked. And that's fucking great. But you did a second film that got into Sundance, Miss Purple.
Yeah.
How did you start Miss Purple?
So, you know, I was hoping to shoot another film that I'm actually going to shoot next month. But I was ready to shoot that last year. And that film is with Macro, this company that made, you know, Sorry to Bother You, Mudbound, and a slew of other amazing films. But I just don't think we were ready. So I was like, okay. I was also on an ABC show, and it was in between seasons. I didn't know if it would get picked up for a second season or not. If it did get picked up, I wouldn't be able to direct anything for another like year.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was like, shit, man. I don't want to stay out of the director's chair that long because then I'm going to get rusty. And so Miss Purple is an idea that I had for years. You know, I really wanted to make a story about siblings, specifically like a brother and sister. I just don't see that in film a lot. And I also wanted to tell a story about, you know, a family that are from K-Town, you know, that is from K-Town, and Koreatown now is so gentrified.